Hello everyone, Trent here, and today we are doing a mod review on Crystallogy. Now, there are going to be two things to remember. One, I'm not the best at describing things, and two, I'm not going to go through all the recipes. All of the recipes are going to be located in this book, which I'm going to go over in a sec. And the wiki that I've put in the link in the description below, if that made sense. Alright, let's get in the mod review. Alright, in this mod, you will instantly find two things in the world. Probably one, definitely one, but not two, probably. But what you would find is the Crystallogy, the Book of Knowledge. Yeah, Book of Knowledge. This has all the recipes, a search bar, which doesn't really work, it's a bit buggy, items, and blocks, credits, and infusion crafting. We'll get into that in a sec. These are used in a crafting recipe, Crystonias, but we'll also get into that. Alright, so that's enough with the start. Let's get into World Gem. Here are the 4 basic crystals, starting from weakest crystal to strongest crystal. First we got the green crystal, blue crystal, yellow crystal, and red crystal. Thought they had different names, so that's why I kind of checked. These can be found by, green crystals can be found at 128, y equals 128 to y equals 64, 64 to 48 for blue, 48 to 16 for yellow, and 16 to 0 like diamonds. But instead of it's 16, it's 12 and such. Anyway, so, and this one can be named, I'll get into it, it's called the blue crystal. Just remember that. Okay, now let's try getting the crystals that we just mined into powder so we can make stuff. So what we want to do is find any crystal. I just grabbed 4 random kinds, and we have to make a crystal crystal. This is going to take some time, so I'll just be right back. And it has this when it's done. So yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, and it's done. So we can do a multitude of things with this powder, but the first thing you should do is combine it with some water in our next thing that we're going to go into, infusion crafting. Now in infusion crafting, here I'll just set it up. What you want to do, there's a wall there. Also, these are all the powders that you can make from the crystals. You can make the green one, blue one, yellow one, and the red one, not the fire one, because that's made and done differently. And we're going to show you how to make this one, purified dust, I'm pretty sure it's called. And you'll find out what this is. Also, if you've noticed the things in the back, we'll get to that later in the mod review. So this is how you set up a infusion table. So to make this brown, black powder, gray thing, you're going to need some water. That's not how you spell water. And then any crystal of any kind. I suggest using green because they're the easiest to find. And I think I did it wrong. Be right back. Okay, I actually had it right. It's just that it has to be here. Okay, oh yeah. So you can actually put it up as any amount of powder as you want. It'll just get more purified. You just have to put the middle one last. That's what I did wrong. And you see we got 4 pure crystal dust. Now we're going to make a tool stick, which is a gateway to that, which we'll get into after this. So this is how you do it. 2 purified dust and a stick to get a tool rod. Now, again, we'll get into that later. But get a tool rod and get into this. These are the different kinds of heads, which can be made by doing. You know what? I'm just going to show you this. Okay, bye. This is how you normally make a pickaxe head, but you're going to have to change it with the different kinds of crystals. Now there's the hammers and the blade heads. This is how you craft. This way is to make the crystal hammerhead. Again, change out the crystals. And this is how you make a crystal sword blade, which makes the knife. So yeah, that's how you do the crafting recipes on this. Now these can all be binded with the tool rod, as seen by this recipe here, but with the respecting things. And and the slimes are burning. Okay, we'll get into the reason why they're burning. Same thing, same crafting recipe for the swords and hammers, is just with the different kind of head. Alright, let's get into the armor now, since we're already here. Now, this armor, the armor is made by, I think, the crystals. No, it's blue armor plate, which is gray armor plate, which is mixed by all of that. Red, green, yellow, and blue gives you 4 of them, which is just enough for some boots. Now, you can go for any one of them. It's just that you're going to have some powder to infuse it with the gray crystal plate. Alright. Let's go into the fertilizer potato and the farmer's green. And I should probably reset this. I'll show you this. I'm pretty sure you guys already figured it out. Oops. I'll get into what that does in a sec. Alright, so this is what the farmer's green does. You shift and click it, and it makes all surrounding crops grow faster. Because when I just replaced them, they are automatically regrowing into this. And I should probably reset that. I'll show you what that second thing is in a sec. But anyway, this is already growing pretty quickly. And it's almost done, and you get the gist of that. And if you want to refill what this is, you can right click on it, and it'll show you how many more ticks it has until it's empty. To refill it, just put in a fertilizer potato, and it's done. And it's refilled. To close it, just shift right click it, the same way to open it. Alright, now let's get into this. Alright, so this is the entity grabber and the crystal of holding. In survival, you're going to need a crystal of holding to use this. What you do is that you go up to a thing and you capture it. But since I'm in creative mode, it doesn't really matter if I have entity crystals or not. So what you want to do is you plant it. If you want to have more of those creatures, also to release them, you just shift right click on the ground. And if they're injured, they'll be fully healed. So if you want to have more of these, it kind of works like crops, which just finished growing thanks to the farmer's green. You can actually grow them up to have more of them, to have seeds, plant one, so on, stuff like that. These are also interactable with the farmer's green, so that means they can grow faster. That's about it for this one. Oh right, we're here now. This is the crystal light. This is what makes it all. Again, I'm not going through all the crafting recipes. I will leave the wiki link, or you can just download the mod and go through the book. It's quite easy to get around, and I like using it because it involves reading. Yeah, that's reason. But anyway, the crystal light is a pretty cool way to light up your room, but in survival you will be lit on fire if you walk through it. So be careful on that one. Okay, now we're on the subject of combining armor. Now I have Abyssal Craft-Ons downloaded on this, so we're going to infuse that with this. So we get a combined chestplate, which is made with stuff, and we have armor catalyst. You can only infuse the armor if it has armor catalyst in it. So this is going to be a while. I'll get back to you when it's done. Okay, and it's almost done now. And once it's done, it has size 1, and it shows whatever it is. And this can also be used with whatever armor you want. Like how many armor. Here, I'll show you another example. Okay, and it just finished combining. So now it has 2 things. Blue crystal chestplate, which is that durability, and Dreadland Abyssalite chestplate. And I forgot to show you, but I made it like a little underground bunker to show you how bright these things are. Quite bright. Here, I'll show you at night. Wait a minute, it doesn't change because we're underground. Oops, forgot. Oh well, it's quite bright just for the 3 of them. So that concludes this. Okay, so now we're on to the knives. Yeah, that's the right thing to say. Alright, so we got the player crystal knife, we got the entity jar, and the player jar. If I had friends that actually played with mods, I would probably be able to show you the player jar, but I don't, so that's out of the question. But I can probably show you the entity crystal knife. So we just go up to an entity, which is any mob or anything with a AI, artificial intelligence, and sometimes, like, it's not a 100% chance. I've killed some spiders and stuff without lightning striking. Once you have a soul in it, which if you press shift, it shows the name, spider, and the UUID in Falcon Downfall. Okay, so you can also shift right click on a and it wiped out this entire board, almost all of it anyway, like 2 of them spawned. Okay, I'm gonna start talking louder. Alright, so what you're supposed to do is that you're supposed to shift right click on the jar to put the thing in there, and then you put it on a pedestal like this, and you can put some powders in, and I'll show you, and I'll get to that like right now, after I'm done with this. And then you should just right click and it would work, but that doesn't work even if there was jars in there. You can also kill a player and put a player jar here and then seal it off with a knife. Alright, let's go into the powders that can torment your friend. There's drown dust, damage dust, fire dust, poison dust, blind dust, hunger dust, ender dust, glow dust, crystal, that's wrong, and levitation dust. Now you would put it on these, and then you would right click them, and it would go to this and mess with your friend. So yeah, that's how it works. Yeah. Alright, let's get on our next thing to do. Crystal glass. Now crystal glass is basically a cosmetic thing. It turns the thing like pretty well green, blue, yellow, and red. I actually did bother organizing it. Never mind. So yeah, it turns it yellow if you're in yellow, red if you're in red, blue if blue, and green on green. And this is a color that it comes up with if it's all together. Alright, let's go to our next subject. So, I'm not doing this because this thing goes up to 1,000 blocks away. Well, actually, you know what? There's no harm doing it. You just have to right-click for a while until it's done. Yeah. So, we're gonna... Now, back at the wall with all the armors and heads and stuff like that, there was one with floating and a thing above it. That's, we'll get into the thing above it first, and then we'll go to the armor. Chance cube and whatever this thing is. A pitcher plant. I don't understand. Alright, I'll meet you back at the place. Okay, and we're back from finding it. I had a map mod installed. There's a bit of an error right here, but I went... Oh, sorry. I was from... where was it? Never mind. It was quite a far ways that way. So, yeah, don't use this. It teleports you in a random direction. Because remember, I was facing that way, hoping to go that way, but it teleported me that way. So, careful. Alright, so now let's go on to the next thing. Alright, here we are. Now, there are things called fire crystals, which you can make by doing some infusion crafting. Again, it's all on the... what's it called? Book. It's all in the book. And what you want to do is get a crystal charger, put some fire crystals in there. Wait, one sec. I forget how to do the recipe. Here, I'll show you how to do it. Here, this is the... sorry, here's the recipe. You get energy dust, which is redstone with a red crystal thing, which is a red crystal being that. So anyway, you need, what's it? You are going to need a full 8 energy dust in a compressor to make a energy crystal, and you can get that. So now it's going to be made, and this is pretty quick, and sorry I forgot how to do it. I was supposed to switch them out, but I guess I forgot to. Anyway, so we get an empty crystal, then we grab a fire crystal, which is already in there. I think it's 4 of them, so oops. There. Alright, then we put that in there. So we put 4 fire crystals in there, plus an energy crystal, which will charge it up. And now you have an energy crystal. Now you might be wondering what this is. Now this segues me right into the next portion. The holy grail of armor. You're going to need a charge crystal to use it, so careful with that. So this is a Hunter's Dreams armor. It needs Hunter's Armor Compound, which is made by Hunter's Armor Mesh, which is made by this, and Gray Armor Plate is made with all of them, and you need exactly the, I don't know what the right amount is, but you're gonna need all of that just to make, I don't know, all of it. Now, this armor gives you flight and full damage and protection. So that means you cannot get damaged by anything except when you fall into the void. And you look like this. You also get a you get a speed boost. That's not the right one. That's right. Alright. Now it's time to show you the helmet things. Fire resistance and damage resistance on the red helmet. Night vision and water breathing with blue crystal helmets. 20% speed on green and haste on yellow. So yeah, that's it. Now I showed you as much as I could, and practically wanted to, but I couldn't show you the player jars and stuff like that because I couldn't figure it out. But yeah. And these armor things are just used for making the glass stuff, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Nope, never mind. I forget, oh yeah, they're used to make the armors. I should have saw that one coming. But anyway, you're gonna need a gray armor plate to make all of that. I suggest the blue one if you want to like swim, if you're going as a swimming class. Anyway, so yeah, that's it for this mod review. And catch you guys in the next episode. Bye.